Hello, Internet friends. So today I want to talk about a few different ideas, and it's a little bit less philosophical and a little bit more practical in terms of the whole self-improvement aspect that I've kind of been focusing on recently. And what I want to talk about is the things that are easier said than done, and doing the little things right to set yourself up for a better chance of success. Specifically with lifting, something that we have such an easy time saying, "Oh yeah, that's basic or that's fundamental," gets overlooked by a lot of people. And what I want to talk about the most here is tracking what you're doing in the gym, tracking what you're doing. And I've found this to be helpful in other areas of my life. One of the biggest uh, just factors that I have found to be whether or not I will actually continue to progress at something is my ability to track it in a consistent, concise, and very like apparent format. So for me, I like to open a Word document and use different tables that track everything. And recently, I've been adding those back into the ends of these videos. And one of the reasons that I'm doing that is because holding myself accountable to share them in the videos also holds me accountable to complete them. I noticed in my last training block, as I started kind of cutting some corners when it came to the progressions, I was not tracking everything as accurately or as intently as I was in my most successful training blocks. And this is something that I've done for a long time, ever since I was younger, because it's fun for me to kind of visualize and see some sort of confirmation of how things are going and what I did. And it can really be a crucial tool for deciding if what you're doing is working over a long term. And I know some people are much more experienced with computer programs than I am. I used to do everything by hand, and I still prefer to write things down as opposed to type them up. But if you have access to like an Excel spreadsheet or that kind of knowledge, it's really, really beneficial to keep track of what you're doing so that you can come back to it. And it's one of those things that I can say it 1,000 times and you can say, yeah, that makes sense. But most people will find it as being an extra thing, and we kind of have become this minimalist society that determines that we have so much that we're willing to do for something, but we always are looking for the smallest amount of work to do to get the most amount of results, and that often leads to cutting the wrong corners. I think it's more effective to keep track of your programs and keep track of your nutrition. Those kind of things are the kinds of things that people kind of shrug off as saying, yeah, I should do that. The same way that they might say, yeah, I should start eating better, I should start doing this, and these little changes that you can make to your life that end up being so much more beneficial. And when it comes to tracking for your programming and your strength training or your nutrition, it doesn't have to be as in-depth as some of the people like myself like to go into, where you try to get as many details as you can. If you are the kind of person who likes data collection and enjoys compiling that sort of stuff, it ends up being fun and kind of cathartic to do it. But you don't have to track every single variable, but you should track what you're doing, how much of it you're doing, keep things like your volume, how long it takes you to go through the sessions, how many sets and reps you've done, and then track how you're feeling, track how everything went in a more digestible sense. I like to put a couple of sentences at the end of my workout write-ups to talk about how I was feeling or what I was thinking about or anything that uh, went particularly well or particularly poorly that could lead towards decisions that I make in the next week of programming. So you're going to see the training trackers come up here pretty soon, and I really do. It's it's so much easier said than done to get some sort of system going where you are paying attention to the work you're doing. But if you're not tracking it, if you're not organizing it in a way that you can learn from it and progress from it after you've done it, you're setting yourself up for so much more of a difficult time. So just go ahead, take that for what it's worth. I really hope that it can be beneficial to you guys. Like I said, you don't have to go into the crazy kind of potentially obsessive detail that I like to go into on some of these things, but make the choice to do the things that you have control of to benefit your progress. Track what you're doing, keep track of it, and make that a part of your programming or your ritual of doing this whole thing, so that you can hold yourself more accountable and you can plan for more success in the future by being able to compare it to what you've done in the past. So it's kind of my PSA workout video, and quickly about the workouts. they're going pretty well right now. Things are improving and total volume's coming up, average intensities are going up, as well as the weights and loading that's been used. So very excited for the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes moving forward. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you all soon.